Hello YouTube, it is Katie. Today, because of course we're still all in quarantine, it is actually day 38 of quarantine. Today, because we're all in quarantine and we don't have too much to do, I thought that I could bring these out again, my POI. And I did a video for POI earlier, just a little basic stuff, like not very much. So maybe today, I can make a tutorial for some little POI moves that I know, or just one. And I already knew I was going to make more of these, but I thought, why, this is the perfect time to do so, because we're all in quarantine. I promise that I will get that last World of Dance video out. It's just, you know, I kind of want to break from the world of dance and then into something else. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to do a move called Chasing the Sun with POI. It is probably one of my favorite moves. Really simple. Like, it's really simple, but it looks really cool. So yeah. Okay, so here we go. We have our POI. Basically how Chasing the Sun works, it's probably one of my favorite moves, is you start from the side and your POI are just doing your normal spinning. And this is basically what it looks like. And you can do it without the little spin in between too. But I prefer with the spin because it's just natural for me. So I like doing it with this extra little loop. It also, I think, looks cooler. But you can do either. And it's actually pretty simple. It's just, it looks a lot harder than it is because it goes behind your back. But you gotta trust the POI, you know? So, how you're gonna start is, okay, you wanna know your regular spin and your anti-spun. Your regular spin is like this. It's like if you were skipping rope, you'd be jumping, you know? So this is your regular spin. Your anti-spun is going the opposite way. This way, right? So it's basically going backwards. It's like wheels of a car. If a car was going forwards, you'd be going this way. If a car was going backwards, you'd be going this way. You need to get really comfortable with both of them. Both of them, if you look in the mirror, should look pretty straight on sideways. So a lot of people, when they start, they do this. And especially this one, they do this thing where they like do that sort of. No, wait, I can't actually do it because I can actually spin them. Oh, this, you know, where it's like they go out there. It's like a little like line, but you want to make sure they're pretty straight on. So you just want to practice doing this until they're completely straight on. I sort of did this in my other video too. I did floats and stalls and this and anti-spun, just the basics. So you want to get comfortable with that, because what you're going to be doing basically is you're going to be transferring from one side to the other, and you want to get really comfortable with that. So if you're here like this, actually I'm going to hold the POI in my hands like this so that you can really just see the motion of it. So you're here and you're going around, right? My POI going around. What's going to happen is when you go down, think of down, scoop under, up to the other side, and they'll automatically go the other way. So you're here, they're spinning, down to the other way. Yeah? And you can practice that. You can practice it on this side too. Whichever way floats your boat, you can do this either way. Just think, whenever they go down, down scoop to the other side. So they're spinning the normal direction, down scoop, other side. Yeah? And then when you're ready, you can just try it with the POI. Down. And do the other side. Down. My preferred direction, of course, is this way, because this is the way I do Chasing the Sun. But some people like this way. I don't even know if I can do this way. Oh yeah, I can. Okay. It's just a lot harder. So here, whichever way feels more natural to you, you're gonna, whenever the POI come up and down, up, down. Whenever they go down, you scoop. Scoop here. Yeah? So just practice that. Scoop. And then what you're going to do is you're going to try doing it the opposite way. So now you're going to think of being at your second step, and your POI are already going anti-spun. So they're thinking this way, you know? So you're here. So they're going up, down, up, down. When they go up, you're basically going to swing them over your head. So you're here, like this, and then they're going to go up over your head down. Yeah? So you're here. Like so. Up, over. Think of like tossing something. So you're here. When you toss like that, right? You're here, toss, down. So try that a bit. Just feel that. You're here, toss, down. Try it this way as well. Spin, anti-spun, toss, down. And when you're ready, you can try it with the POI. So you're here, you're doing anti-spun when they go up, down. Yeah? Try it again. So you're here, up, down. And you can try it on this side too. You're here, up, down. Yeah. So when you get comfortable with both of those, whichever direction you like best, you can start doing them both. So you can start down and you go scoop, up, scoop, up, scoop, up. Oh my gosh, you guys are going to be so annoyed with me by the end of this. And you do it the other way too, just to do both directions. Scoop, up, scoop, up, scoop. And when I scoop and I go up, I just realized, because I'm like this, like one poise on this side, one poise on this side, both of the poi are going to come in front of you when you do that. Oh, that's so scary. So here, scoop both in front of you to get to the other side, and scoop and up both in front of you, even though technically they're really high, so they won't be in front of you, they'll kind of just be on top of you. So when you're done doing that, I'm going to do my good way now, just so I cause less damage. This is literally your basic motion, right? You're like this, you've already been, like, you're already halfway through, right? So you're here. Now what you're going to do is you want to add the extra loop, and that's where it gets kind of like, you know? So you're going to want to think. I'll do one at a time. Poi. You're here. So instead of doing just your normal scoop to the up, you're going to go like this. You're going to here. When you scoop, you're going to scoop, and this is going to make a back loop up. I'm going to try to do that more with the wrist so you can see it. So you're here. Here, do you see my wrist? Scoop behind a loop up. Yeah, so just practice that. Here, scoop, up. Yeah. And when you get really good at that, you can do it with the poi. So you're here, scoop, up. And do it again. So you're here, scoop, up. Perfect. And again, here, scoop, up. And now you can of course do it with the other side too. Here, you're gonna, yeah. So you're here, and you're going to go down, scoop behind you, up. That one I got messed up because I learn things two-handed. I'm gonna teach it two-handed as well. Some people like learning it one-handed and they prefer that. A lot of people actually learn one-handed. I've always learned two-handed. So I will show you that one after, but you're here, like so. You're gonna scoop under and over. Yeah, and then you can practice with just this poi. Here, scoop, over. And again, here, scoop, over. So with both hands, then you can try it, yeah, with both hands. Here, scoop, over. Or you can try it like so. Here, scoop, over. And that's how I learned it. I learned it this way. So you have both poi, like this. You just want to think of drawing. They mimic the same thing. They're like dancing, you know? They're going like this, basically behind your back. That's what they're doing. Because you're here, you're going to scoop, both behind your back at the same time. And your hands are going to go the same way. Scoop, like that. Yeah? And then you've got half of it down already. Scoop, up. And again, you're here. Scoop, up. Look at that. Wow. So now we're on our final little run. You want to do the same thing this way, but we're going to learn this part. And I actually find it easier than the scoop. Probably because I already knew like the windmill thing before it. And that's literally what it is. So what you're gonna do, we'll do one point at a time again. You know how you've originally been doing this? Up, over, right? Just the normal here, up, over. It's like that again, but when you go up, you're gonna make an extra little loop, like a roller coaster or something. So you're moving the poi this way. When you go up, you want to make a loop behind your head and down. And again, here, up, loop, down. That's the motion. So here, up, loop, down. Here, up, loop, down. Yeah? And then you can try it here. Oops, wrong way. Here, up, loop, down. Here, up, loop, down. And you can do it with the other hand as well. You're here, like this. Up, loop around your head, down. Again, here, up, loop around your head, down. And of course you can try it here, up, down. That's the wrong way. Here, up over your head, down. And with both, should look something like that. I'll do it again. Here, toss, loop around your head, down. Kind of like dancing, you know? I will give you really quick tips before we try it all together. Here you go. It's just like this. And you can do it again. Actually, I'm going to try it this way because this is fun. My biggest tip about this is to really not be scared of them while they're behind your back. Because if you're scared of them, you're not going to get it. You're going to go like this. Ready? This. You know? You can't lose the poi. One thing that is crazy that I learned about poi is that it all comes from the wrists or just from the really slow motion, right? Like you never see me moving my arms. I never move my arms like this when I'm doing poi. I always am really subtle. I get like the least amount of whatever I need for it, you know? And I think the most I'll move them are wrists, like in weaves. I'll have to move my wrists, right? So you want wrists, and that's it. So drop your poi. Here, wrists. Just move your wrists. Then put your wrists down. That's all you want to do. You don't want to do this, because even though that's the motion, down, scoop, you're here. All you want are your wrists to do it. And up. Just make sure your hands are kind of behind your back, like they can clap behind your back, and you're fine. Same here. Here, make sure that they're behind your back, and you're good. And honestly, this one I do with my shoulders. I don't bring them up here just because they'll get tangled that way. So I'm here, and I just kind of keep them behind. Just make sure that they are behind enough so that your poi are behind, but bring them behind your shoulders and down. Under, over, under, over, under, over. And that is hopefully what will help you, because you don't want to use your arms or else, oof, doom. So you're here, under, you're here, over. I don't even really use my wrists. I use my wrists for the under, but look at the over. I barely use them. Like if I try to use them, I'm just creating extra movement I don't need. Under, I do need them, but over, because my hands can face this way without going like this, the poi already behind me, right? With my wrists like this. But it also depends, like sometimes when I hold my poi differently. If I do my two finger, which I'll actually do right now, just to feel it with the wrists, because I actually do it like that. So if you have these, where you have like your two finger hold, or you can do two fingers, whatever, you will need to use your wrists a little more. See, like I'm using my wrists a little more. But it all really depends. You really just want to feel the poi. You want to make sure that you never lose their momentum, because the moment you lose the momentum, they crash and you lose control of them, right? Because there's that moment here where you just don't have any control over it. You have more control when they're fast than when they're when they're slow. And why? Because when they're fast, you know, this is turning into a physics class. When they're fast, you're all the energy, I don't even know what it's, force, energy, force. I'm really bad at physics, but basically it's all going outwards, right? It's like if you spin with your arms out, your arms, all the blood rushes to your arms. It's the same with the POI. So you're here, all of that energy is trying to, centripetal force. Guys, I know physics. Centripetal force, yeah. It just all tries to go out the sides, technically. So you can feel that on your hand, whereas if you're like this, it's harder to feel. So the moment you're here, you are in control if you can feel this. You're not in control the moment you do this. Look, where did they go? You can't, even if you go like this, you're not moving them. Whereas if you're fast, you can move them with your centripetal force. So yeah. So when you practice, you can practice however many spins in between you want. So you can start here, you can be like, okay, here we go. Oh, the biggest hurdle of my life. Bam. And then you're here, and you're like, okay, made it past the first step. Let's try it again. Bam. And then you just practice, and then you can just get with the one in between, or you can get none in between. Except I don't like the none in between because it just looks weird. I like when there's one because then it shows dynamic, like it shows that you're going really front side, back side. But yeah, some people do this. It just like feels weird. It's like a big S. New move, right? So yeah, that is my POI tutorial today. I hope you enjoyed my little quarantine POI demo. POI is a really fun thing to take up, and if you take it up during quarantine, you will be flipping master by the end, I swear. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a good time, good space to practice. Bigger than my room, hopefully, because my room I barely missed anything. So yeah, and we'll see you for next week's video, whatever I plan that video may be. Okay, goodbye.